So a couple of people might have been surprised by my transgender pin that I put on this morning. I figured it's about time that I came out and talked about my gender identity. I am trigender, which means like a triangle, I have 3 genders: male, female, and non-binary. And the difference between trigender and gender fluid is that I feel all 3 of these genders at the same time. All the time. It doesn't ever shift or change, or where I feel one gender more strongly than the other, like gender fluid tends to be. Also, I should recognize and accept that a lot of people don't see non-binary as a 3rd gender. They see it as something completely separate from the binary of male and female. But for me, it's like a 3rd gender. Or I guess you could call it a 3rd identity. So how I feel gender-wise is like a man, like a woman, and as neither at the same time.
Says if we let this stuff go too far, pretty sure we'll be fucking dogs.
Wait a minute. So this young lady who looks like she just got done filleting Papa Smurf with the blue gunk all over her lips says she feels like a man, a woman, both and neither, all at the same time. How does she know what it feels like to be a man with... There I go again, trying to make sense of the nonsensical. My apologies. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Now, if you think things have been crazy over the past couple of years, I can assure you, we ain't seen nothing yet. Things are just heating up. Let's do a quick recap of what's happened just in the past couple of weeks here. Now, here in the United States, we had the midterm elections, which were without a doubt the freest and fairest elections we've ever had. Also, Donald Trump came out and officially announced that he will be running for president once again in 2024.
Of the United States of America, Donald.
Tap on the shoulder. You adjust the microphone as you told, man.
And of course, we've got the G20 summit happening in Indonesia. Now, these summits that they have are just big gatherings of world leaders where they get together and discuss world leader things. However, this G20 summit in Indonesia has me scratching my head because the Microsoft dork, Bill Gates, is there. He's not a world leader. He's not elected to anything, as well as the real-life Bond villain, Klaus Schwab, the head of the WEF, World Economic Forum, is there as well. Nobody elected him to anything either. What's he there discussing policies for? Anyway, so as you can see in this picture, we have Klaus Schwab, Rishi Sunak, who is the newest prime minister to the UK. They recycle them in and out quickly, as well as Prime Minister Blackface. Excuse me, Dictator Trudeau of Canada. I feel really, really bad for our friends up to the north with that guy. But it's not that much worse than what we have down here in the United States with former Vice President Joe Biden. So potato, right? I know. All right, so there's this clip going around of quite arguably 2 of the worst leaders in the world, Trudeau, Prime Minister Blackface, and Joe Biden, walking together as they arrive at this summit with their little Dr. Evil shirts on, and it's very, very bizarre. Go ahead and roll the film.
You guys look like... What do they look like?
Dorks. They look like a couple of dorks.
Unbelievable how you get the 2 worst leaders of the free world walking hand in hand on the G20 red carpet with their real-life Dr. Evil jerseys on. You can't make this stuff up. And somebody might say, well, that's what they wear there in Indonesia. Well, how come none of the other people there have those shirts on? They all got shirt and ties on, so I'm not buying it. I don't understand what the point of this was, what those jerseys are for. And I can promise you one thing. With these 2 clowns being there, there is clip after clip after clip of these 2. They're just gaff machines there. So I can make a whole video about that, but we got a bunch of other stuff to get into, so let's keep it moving. This is all just crazy. All right, so we have a teacher here who is a blatant racist, but she tries to pretend it's everybody else that's got the problem, not her. The comment says, some things white female teachers do to me, a black woman, tone police, talk down about black family involvement, cry when I hold them accountable. All right, so this is this lady's response to that comment. Roll the film, please.
So when deciding on a comment to respond to, I thought, do I want to respond to some hot mess, or do I want to respond to something that is providing perspective and clarifying the point that I was trying to make? And I went with this route. I am particularly talking about white cisgender teachers who go into schools, whether it is majority white schools or not, and use the racism that it is within all of us, or the white supremacy that is within all of us, and they wield it against either their students or other colleagues or coworkers. That's the issue. And that's why I said harm that has been caused or can be caused. Because as white women in education, we have power, like we have the power to dismantle these systems that we uphold. I hope this helps.
You're a racist.
Now, that lady just flat out admitted she's a racist. She said it. Anyway, in the last video, I talked about how John Fetterman was elected to the United States Senate. Now, we can't be taken seriously as a people when this happens. The Democratic Party can't be taken seriously. With people like in Pennsylvania, can't be taken seriously, elected someone like that. And as a country, we can't be taken seriously when this happens. So, what's John Fetterman doing? He's out there making TikToks. Roll the film.
Who will be the next senator? Who could be the crucial 51st vote in Washington? Will it be John Fetterman or TV star Dr. Mehmet Oz?
Hit me!
Are you stupid or something?
Show me something or someone that would be a better senator than Ted Cruz. It me. It me. It me. It me.
And now the final crowning touch to this cake. Talk about
He was a retard.
Now, these are... Sorry, guys. These are our elected officials. It doesn't matter what you think of them. You know, what you think of the votes, the elections, it doesn't matter. Somebody voted for them. People voted for John Fetterman. People voted for former VP Joe Biden. People voted for Kamala for Wakanda.
Wakanda forever. Paid for by Kamala Harris.
Are you mental?
Wow. So I saw this story the other day, and this is completely ridiculous. Let me read the headlines. USA make a statement at the World Cup in Qatar by redesigning their crest with rainbow colors to show solidarity with the LPD. Come on.
LGBTQ2+.
Isn't that exactly what I just said? Anyway, yeah, so that community, so in Qatar, I think it's pronounced Qatar, that you're not allowed to do that. It's illegal. They may pitch you off a roof or something like that for doing, which I don't agree with. Listen, I think if you're an adult, you can do whatever you want, as long as you're not affecting children or, you know, infringing on anybody else's rights. I don't care what you do. However, this is a disgrace to the American flag. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think things like this are made to demoralize and divide our society. And that's exactly what it's doing. This is ridiculous. I can't believe we live in a time where the powers that be think that slapping that flag over the American flag is a good idea.
What? That's so gay.
Yeah, I won't be rooting for that soccer team. I won't be rooting for any team that does that. They don't represent me, and they don't represent the majority of Americans. So, sorry. Anyway, this teacher is upset that she won't be able to put pride flags all around the classrooms. The people that want this are the people that you got to keep your eyes on, because any regular person would just be like, yeah, no, keep those flags out of schools. Just have the American flag hanging in the school, like we've always done, and maybe a state flag if you want, and that's it. But these people that are pushing for them, they're up to no good. Roll the film, please.
The school district I work for is trying to ban pride flags in classrooms to protect the feelings of conservative students. I'm going to try to speak at the school board meeting tonight, but Jesus Christ. I know it's kicking a dead horse, but the hypocrisy of conservatives is astounding. Has a conservative student ever looked at a rainbow and self-unalived? Yeah, right. Has a queer child ever done the same because they didn't feel welcome at school? Absolutely, they have.
Aw, you gotta be kidding me.
The most ridiculous talking points these people have, as like that person just said, if there's not these rainbow flags plastered on the walls of all these schools, then there's going to be a child that feels not represented and do something to hurt themselves. That's nonsense. It's not true. It's not a true talking point, but they just try to pull at the heartstrings of people so they can fulfill their Marxist agenda. Anyway, before we go any further, I got to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. Today's video is being brought to us by our great friends Heather Hatch and the man, the myth, the legend, the Boltonator. Now, Heather Hatch and the Boltonator have been members of this amazing community for a very long time and have continued to show all kinds of love and support. So, Boltonator and Heather Hatch, thank you guys so much. I truly, truly, truly appreciate all the support. And I'm just really grateful you guys are on this crazy journey with me. So once again, thank you guys. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below. And I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a minute, we've got these two people, and for our blind subscribers and people sitting way, way, way in the back, their t-shirts say, happiest childless millennial on earth. So as we know, these are the talking points of the left, these progressives and liberals, that you don't want to have kids, you don't want to have a family, you want to be selfish, and you want to have a career working, for Amazon or some company where you work 80 hours a week, you have no life, but that's what it is what it is because you're a career woman, or I don't know, the one in the pink here is, I'm not really quite for sure. But as we all know, these aren't happy people. They're not healthy people. It's just a front. It's the talking points. They have to do that to it just virtue signal. It's all a front. It's all a big front.
You look ridiculous.
All right, guys, we're just about done. We're going to be wrapping it up in 1 minute. I have a little news segment that's from a couple years back that's kind of going viral again that I'm going to play after this. That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So stay tuned for that in just a minute. Now, this TikTok, these people, they enjoy confusing everybody. They brag, they enjoy it. They brag about it. They think it's funny. Roll the film.
The other day I was out at a bar and I asked this girl if she knew where the bathroom was, and she was like, yeah, it's right over, because she couldn't decide whether to send me to the men or the women's bathroom. So I would just like to say that I am winning gender right now.
You're a sick asshole.
You gotta be a sick individual to enjoy confusing people on whether you're a man or a woman. Anyway, we're going to be wrapping it up on this one, guys. So if you made it this far, give yourselves a round of applause, a pat on the back. You guys know I can't do this alone, so thank you all so much for trudging ahead with me. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Become a member of the greatest community on the YouTubes. That is you guys. Now, this news clip went viral a few years ago, and I just saw it again recently. It's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. You guys know I've got a really garbage sense of humor, but it's hysterical. This little zombie, Jonathan, he's got his face painted like a zombie. He gives the greatest answer ever here. All right, guys, so clearly things are getting crazy out there. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Like I said at the beginning, it's only going to get crazier. We ain't seen nothing yet, so just be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll the film, please.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right. You're great, zombie. And good times here at the Waterfront Village, open for the next 11 days.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. True international effort to pressure. True international effort to pressure. And you ain't black.